What a week one for the Patriots. I cannot stress enough how freaking weird it was at first to see one, Cam Newton in a Patriots jersey out there starting, but two, someone just other than Tom Brady out there. And it was different with like the suspension and whatever because this is like permanent. Like it's not like a 1 or 2 game thing or a 4 game thing like the suspension one. It's real. But the game was starting and I was like, this is weird as shit, man. I'm about it. I'm excited, but it is just so weird. The vibes are a little bit off. But I feel like we all adjusted quickly because Cam Newton was the Patriots' best player yesterday. Really quickly, you guys might have seen it. I am doing a giveaway. It's for this Patriots mug. I don't drink coffee. I have no need for it, and it's too nice to just sit around and not be used. I've never used it. It's brand new. Go check out my pinned tweet and Instagram. You have to be subscribed in order to win, so if you're not, do that now and you'll be entered. I'm announcing the winner during next week's primetime game, so good luck. But yeah, Cam was the best player, and that's really encouraging. The game as a whole was encouraging, and I know it was against Miami, and that is a team that you should beat, but it's satisfying that you were able to beat them, and it's a good sign moving forward. At the start of the game, they were very conservative with their offensive play calls. Cam had a couple nice runs right off the bat, but as far as throwing it goes, very, very safe passing plays. Second half, they allowed him to throw a bit more, and he looked good throwing it. There wasn't anything too extremely difficult. It was a very scheme-heavy game. Like they went into this week with a game plan, with all these different schemes, and they ran it to perfection. Well, I shouldn't say perfection. They ran it well enough to win. The offense seemed very gimmicky to me, like it was like college run, and we've seen that able to work. I mean, Lamar Jackson runs around like a crazy person, and they have arguably, it's a top 2 offense in the league, them and the Chiefs. And I'm not saying that the Patriots are capable of doing what the Ravens do, because they're not. They don't have those kind of weapons. For them, it's scheme and weapons. We only really have the scheme, and that can only get you so far. So I'm interested to see how far they take this thing. Cam ran a lot more than I was expecting. I was not expecting them to go out and have Cam run for 15 plays and rack up 75 yards and 2 TDs. I did not see that coming. It was awesome to see. I do worry about the durability a little bit. He didn't take too many big hits, which was good. He's got to protect himself. I want him to last the whole season, so no big hits, please. But 15 times, that's not going to hold up for the whole season. He's not going to run 15 times a game. It's just not possible. But as far as the scheme goes, I'm interested to see how it looks against a real team. Miami sucks, let's be real. It was good that they won, but they stink. So next week, primetime, Seattle, that's a playoff team. Let's see how everything looks. For throwing the ball, he looked pretty good. Again, there was nothing too difficult here, but he was 15 out of 19. And his 3 out of the 4 completions it was like a 20-yard drop by Edelman on his first pass of the game. And then 2 were batted at the line. So, I mean, it's an incompletion, but like it's not like it was a bad throw or something. It just got tipped, whatever. Good play by the defender. So honestly, with what they allowed him to do, Cam gets an A grade for me. Again, going forward against real teams, and they're not going to only be able to run off of scheme the entire time. Interested to see how it looks, what they're able to do, and what he looks like under like really high pressure situations. And again, I've said this before, and now that we have some evidence here, I'm really not too concerned about Cam himself going forward. It's the weapons he has, or should I say he doesn't have. I will say Edelman looked pretty good. He looks like to be on a pitch count. He didn't play too many snaps. It was in the low 30s. I think that's smart. You want him to be able to last the whole season. And he's getting older. Body getting a little bit dinged up. He seems to be always playing with injuries. So let's put him on a pitch count and make sure he lasts us the whole season. Because there are going to be games, close games, tight games, where we will need him in big situations. Now, I will say, a lot of people are down on N'Keal Harry for the fumble at the 1-yard line, went to, back to the end zone, touchback. And rightfully so. He should get shit for that. It was a 15-point swing because they went right down. They scored a touchdown, got a 2-point conversion. He should get flack for it. 15-point swing, that it was absolutely brutal. It went from being 21-3 to 14-11, and that could have blew the game for us. Thankfully, it didn't. But honestly, Other than that, and I know it's a huge blemish, but other than that, I thought he played pretty well. He tied with Edelman for the most receptions. They both had 5, and he was second on the team in receiving yards. Now, he didn't do any of that last year. I'm pretty sure the most passes he caught in a single game was 3, and he got 5 in the opener. So that alone is encouraging. He made some catches in traffic. He got a couple first downs. There was a high ball that he caught. His hands looked good, and separation is one of his issues. So if he is able to make those contested catches in traffic, that's going to bode well for him. And the touchdown there would have capped off a really good sophomore start for N'Keal Harry. Unfortunately, he didn't get in, and he fumbled. And people are going to say he sucked because of that one play. And yeah, it's a really shitty play. It was the worst play of the day, and it could have cost you the game. But honestly, if you are taking the whole game, he played pretty well. Other than that one play, I liked what I saw. I think that is a huge, huge blemish. And again, I'm not trying to diminish how terrible that play was. But other than that play, he had a good game. It's a very, very big blemish on what otherwise was a solid afternoon for the guy. Side note, J.J. Taylor. Hello. Guy is fucking one. He's just absolute speed demon. I was like, holy shit, this kid can absolutely fly. And he's also fearless. He's running into guys, getting yards after contact. He's like 5'5". I was like, where the hell did this come from? He had 4 carries for 28 yards. Give him the ball more. He's a little ball of energy. He's like a freaking lightning bolt. Give him more touches. I'm all for that energy. And if he's going to produce like that, he was hitting the hole so fast. Guys don't have enough time to shed their blocks and move over, because by the time they do shed the block, he's already gone. That's how quick the guy was moving. And if that's just who he is, I want him getting more carries. They looked like they were having fun. Cam was having a great time. My favorite moment of the day was Cam and Josh McDaniels doing the little fist bump. That just gave me such good vibes. Cam giving the second rushing touchdown, I think it was, to David Andrews and letting him spike it. And then hearing that the reason for it was because, they were both in the same boat last season. They both didn't play. And Cam knew that and said, hey, the reason why I was able to just score there is because you're doing an awesome job blocking up front. So here you go, you spike it. That's just good teammating right there. I just made that word up, but whatever. You love to see stuff like that, especially when people are trying to trash on Cam that he has a bad ego and he's a bad teammate, a cancer, whatever, all that stuff. It's good to see evidence to support the contrary. There's not a whole lot to say about the defense. I think we caught a break that Parker went down. For some reason, he has Gilmore's number, and we were seeing that again yesterday, and then he got hurt. So that was a break. But then at the end of the day, they gave up 11 points. They held Fitzpatrick, who has burned us before, to under 200 yards passing. They had 3 turnovers. I mean, that's kind of that. There's not much more to say. I really liked what I saw from Chase Winovich. I think that guy's a stud, and we're going to see more of that this year. But yeah, defense played well against a bad offense, and that's what I expected to see. But yeah, similarly to how I'm interested to see how the offense looks against the real defense, I'm interested to see how the defense looks against the real offense. We are going to find out a lot more about this team next week when they play Seattle. But from what I saw this week, I don't have much to complain about, and I don't think anybody does. It was nice to get a win. Cam looked like a good fit, and he showed you that he can still play. So thumbs up there. So again, really encouraging stuff here. Either way, it's important not to overreact. Either way, if they had lost and Cam didn't look good, you could say, oh no, they fucked up. This was the wrong move, whatever. It's one game. So let's pump the brakes a little bit here. And if it was the other way, if he threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, people would be like, oh my God, he's gonna, whatever. Overreaction. Either way, it's 1 week. And what I saw was mostly positive, and it's encouraging going forward. But yeah, what did you guys think of the Patriots in week 1? Anything really, whatever's on your mind. Comment below, let me know. As always, like and subscribe, and yeah.